team, welcome in today. Very, very lucky and very privileged today. I'm sitting with Tom Panos, who is here in Auckland today to have a kickstart meeting with our troops in Auckland. He's running a leadership program very, very shortly and then heads down to Christchurch in the following 2 days to talk to our team down there. So really lucky to have you here today, Tom. It's a real privilege, I should say, to be sitting talking with you.
Well, it's a privilege and it's an honour to be here with you and just listening to your story off camera. 25 years in real estate, 25 years with the one brand. Yeah. That's rare.
You see a lot of change in that 25 years in terms of personnel, in terms of marketing, in terms of process. But at the end of the day, from my opinion, the basic fundamentals and the basic values of Harcourts don't change, and that's their 4 values of people first, doing the right thing, being courageous, and of course fun and laughter, and we've got to have fun and laughter and everything.
They sound the sort of things that if you nailed them, you'd be happy and making a lot of money.
Oh, of course you would. It becomes a whole lot easier. Tom, I've got a question. You have been in the real estate business for 30 years now.
Yeah.
You have interviewed, spoken, and sat alongside some of the best real estate businesses, some of the best real estate individuals, not only in what I'll say Australasia, New Zealand and Australia, but right around the world. 2016 for us in New Zealand was a big year in terms of real estate, in terms of values and volumes. But for you, seeing everything around the world, what are the 3 key learnings that are sort of the common thread that these exceptional individuals are doing day in, day out that are making the biggest difference to their businesses?
Chris, I would say without a doubt, it's that the agent that generates most amount of appointments wins. End of story. Like we could try and dissect, that this model is successful or this is the path to take. And one of the things I've learned, Chris, is that there's lots of ways for someone to write $1 million or $2 million in fees. It's not just the one way, but the common denominator is it appears that that person is just seeing a lot of people. Right. So I would say that I learned a long time ago when I first got into real estate. All I remember was that there was it was the opposite to what I thought should happen. I thought the person that was in first, sat in the office all day and went home last should be the winner. But I couldn't help it but noticing there was this other person that was hardly in the office, that was, when they did come into the office, they were in for 10 minutes and they were gone. And I thought to myself, why is this guy being treated like gold when he's actually not sitting there doing the work, like sitting in the room? And then it struck me a couple of years later that the marketplace loves deal makers, and that the really good people establish themselves in the market, not in the office.
It's a face-to-face business, isn't it? And those that get the appointment win the process, don't they?
Correct.
I've often said to the team around the country that one of the goals that I worked to when I was a salesperson was that I never left the office today until I had an appointment for tomorrow.
Yeah. Because
I think we live and work in an environment that if we go to work with nothing to do, we actually do nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think the way you've said that is very, very nice. And I notice in my own life, I either have a day by design or a day by accident. And my day of accidents are the day that I haven't done what you've done, which is I haven't designed it the night before. And that's a key thing as well, because I think if you rock up to the work and you just go with the flow, as my daughter says, only dead fish go with the flow.
Well, let's hope we don't have dead fish in the Harcourts group across the country.
Correct.
That's wonderful. It's also, and when you look at that, a day by design or a day by luck is also a success by design too, isn't it? Because it just designs that whole future.
Correct.
Tom, in terms of planning, business planning, goal setting, do you write it down? Do you keep it in your head? Do you have it on a board? What's your thought process on it?
I write it down every day, and I don't do it because I'm one of these new age metaphysical people that think that if you write something down, it's just going to appear in your life and that you're going to attract it. I think that's bullshit. I actually think that thinking about something doesn't get you the thing. It's the actual action that gets you the thing. But what I do like about writing it down every day, Chris, is that I'm advertising to myself a preview of my life's coming highlights. I'm
Right.
marketing to myself, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And the reality is, Chris, that there are going to be some days that you're going to wake up and you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You don't know why you're putting yourself through the heights of exhilaration to the depths of depression. You don't know why you're putting yourself through the hustle and chase when you actually feel so tired. But what I find is by looking at your goals, it reminds you why you started in the first place.
And gives you that reason to carry on and
Correct.
go forward. Yeah, because I'm of the theory that when I talk to a number of people, they say, my goals are in my head, I know what I want to achieve. But I have this thought process that says that a goal in your head is a dream,
Yeah.
and not all dreams come true. So if you put them down on a piece of paper and you have that in front of you, you can action that. And it's action that creates success long term. Would you agree with that?
100%. I mean, we live in a world where we have ideation without execution, and ideation without execution is purely delusional. So I can't get over the amount of people that say to me, Tom, you know, I've got this idea and I've got this idea and I've got this idea. I have to tell you, that is the real easy bit. There is no currency that is paid for ideas. The currency, the value comes in implementation and execution. So I noticed that, you know, that's probably the other quality I noticed, Chris, that good people just get shit done, right?
Yeah.
Other people are sitting there, you know, like, I had one guy say to me the other day, you know, Tom, I like it, you know, because this guy, he's more like the sort of guy that thinks the glass is half full versus half empty. I said, mate, you've missed the pot. While you're thinking about half full, half empty, that guy has sold the glass.
Yeah, he's gone.
You know?
Yeah, the glass and the fluid in it, it's gone, and he's got a good dollar for it.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it's about. But Chris, like, you know, we've been working in this business for, you know, 30 years, 25 years, and it is a contact sport. I will say that Agent 3.0 has had a shift, and that is that they've got this incredible ability to still have the chase and the hustle. So they're out there hustling, and you know, there's a great saying that hustle beats talent when talent won't hustle. So we clearly know if you're the person that wants it more, you will go out and see more people. However, the shift I've seen, Agent 3.0, is an agent that is meeting the consumer of 2017. And let's have a look at the consumer of 2017. Number one is that they're socially media savvy.
Yeah.
Number two is that they're time poor. Number three is that they're very price sensitive. Number four is that they know the value of nothing, but they know the price of everything, because the internet is giving them all the prices.
Yeah.
So what I've seen happen as a shift is that these new agents, and I call them Agent 3.0, they have met the consumer's mindset. So they actually deliver value, because that's what the client wants. They actually understand social media, because they understand that someone's going to make up their mind based on what a friend tells them on Facebook, than actually opening up a big corporate brochure saying, pick the Hilton Hotel, we're the best. People don't fall for that anymore. They know that the Hilton Hotel is going to say, we're good. What they want to listen to is John and Sarah Smith, who spent 3 nights in the Hilton Hotel a week before, and they're reading a review about it. So what we've clearly noticed is that consumerism of 2017 is no longer about what the salesperson says to the market. It's what the market says to the market. Does that make sense?
So they're building credibility on the way through social media, through experience. So then by the time the consultant gets to the people, they've made the decision.
Correct.
That they're ready to sign on that listing form and say, well, we know that you're the person for the job.
Correct.
Because we've seen you, we know you've got credentials, we know you're going to kick the goals, we know you're going to get us over the line. Now we just have to talk about what that's going to cost.
100%. There's no more blind dates in business. Everyone knows everything. The reality is, by the time they're sitting with a Harcourt's person, 90% of the decision's been made.
Yeah.
It's been made up there open for inspection. where they had a moment of truth of what it felt like talking to them. It's been made when they've opened up and looked at the press and they look at their beautiful advertisements. It's been made up by the amount of signboards. It's been made up on the comments on Facebook. It's been made up on everything that they're doing in building their personal brand. So I have to say that agents need to forget about worrying about delivering this unstoppable listing presentation on the day of the presentation. Everything you do is your listing presentation.
Yeah, and you make a very valid point, because when we turn up to an open day, at that point we're potentially unemployed to the people that are coming through the door. So if we get that first impression wrong, then they're going to walk away and say, well, that's not the agent for me. They're going to come to a Harcourt's open home, hopefully, and they're going to see the agent of change and the agent that is professional, that's doing the research, and they're going to get some good, solid contact back to enable them to make that decision a whole lot easier.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And what's actually happening is that, like I had an agent say to me last week, he said, Tom, I agree with you about, people coming through an open, they're a good source of listings. And he goes, so you've just got to be, sharp to work out that some of these people are potential vendors. I just said, hey, listen, are you saying to me that what you do is you press a switch button to be nice to the ones that come through? I said, mate, every person you meet is that big opportunity.
Exactly. There is so much opportunity. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said there are no more blind dates in real estate, because as you say, they're all doing the research. They're Googling you. You're on Facebook, LinkedIn. Everything you do in the digital social media flows through to where you are today.
Yeah.
And therefore they've made that decision before they actually
100.
physically meet you.
So on that point that you bring up, Chris, on Googling, I just think that you've got to understand that Google stalking takes place every minute of the day.
Yeah.
And if you think, if you're a salesperson, that what you say to a client is the way they make up their mind, you've actually got an expired model working in your business. People no longer listen to you. They will Google the information 1 minute after they've spoken to you, and they will validate it. Google stalking takes place, and I just think that it's really important that the real estate agent of 2017 becomes a true attraction business and wins the digital interview, the social interview, and still wins the traditional interview, which is print, signboards, stuff that goes into people's letterbox. But they've also got to win the platforms of social, Facebook predominantly, a bit of LinkedIn, Insta, and digital, which is YouTube, video.
And of course you do a lot of YouTube, you do a lot of video, and you do a lot of live streaming across Facebook, and you just watch all the streaming and all the people liking, coming on, and you've got a great following, and your message is always about the agent of attraction and the business of attraction, and it doesn't stop, does it?
Correct.
It can't stop.
It can't stop, and I think that everything is a touch point. Like, I'm not just saying just use Facebook live stream. I'm saying that use Facebook live stream, use Insta, use print, use digital, do video. Why? Because marketing works in combination, not in isolation.
Right.
And what the smart people are doing is making sure that their offline and online marketing is in line. That's what the smart brigade are doing in real estate, right? They're understanding that everything they're doing is either building or destroying brand equity in you. So
everything speaks. Everything we do online and everything we do offline is making a statement. So we need to make sure that it's making the right statement, and it's making a positive statement, so that we do become that business of attraction.
100%.
Yeah.
And what about, so Chris, what about the agent, and hopefully there's none in Harcourts, but I'm sure with so many thousands of salespeople, it could be the case, where they've got the perfect video, they've got a beautiful photography, they do weekly leaflet drops, so they've got all that happening, they've got lots of listings in the marketplace, and then for some reason they decide that they're going to have on Facebook, the 3 nights a week that they're partying, showing that, that they consume a lot of alcohol and what have you. So all of a sudden it sends a distorted message to a consumer, because on the website it says that they're into the community, working out at the gym. Totally
involved, upfront, honourable, honest person.
Correct.
But then 3 pages over, they're a disgrace.
Yeah, they look like
an unmade bed.
Correct. So that's confusing to a consumer. And I think what it basically says to a consumer is that they will believe the Facebook photos more, because that's real. And I've noticed that all social media platforms are now moving to a world of authenticity, which is why Insta, Twitter and Facebook are really big on live stream. And the reason why is that they know, like for instance, this video that we're having here can be edited, can be cut, and can be produced in a beautiful way. With live stream, if you screw up, it is real. And Facebook loves that, because in a world where there's so many messages going out there, everyone is looking, like if you actually ask me, Chris, what we're in now, we're in the attention economy. Everyone wants people's attention. TV, radio, video, letterbox drops, newspaper ads, radio. Everyone is fighting for people's attention. And what we've worked out is authenticity seems to be leading the race in getting people's attention.
Yeah, and I mean, you make a very valid point when you talk about authenticity. People can read. I think we're in such a social savvy world that people read through the whole process if you're not who you are, if you're not authentic to what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. They see that and they go, well, this person's not for me. And they judge you in a heartbeat, don't they?
100%. They judge, they can smell commission breath a mile away.
Yeah, they can. So in finishing, what we're saying here is that there's no first dates. People are doing all their research before you get to their front door. They know everything about you, your business, and what you've done. And commission breath, I love it. If you're there just seeking the commission and not actually there for the right reason to provide a really strong service and a proper marketing campaign that's going to provide the very, very best, then they're going to tell you to walk.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tom, look, mate, it's been a real privilege to sit here and chat with you. We're going to see more of you during the day, and over the next couple of days. I'm fired up. I'm looking forward to it, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much,
All
Chris.
the best.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Thank you.
Thanks very much.